This young man's name is Ronan, a talented warrior, is a survivor. Finally, after the battle, with giants that threaten our very existence, the death of the world. Although winning, your joy is tinged with bitterness. When the entire imperial army was sacrificed, and your BA commander, Marshal Adizan, was almost disabled and lost an arm. When you end the universe, he seems to have saved the world. It's a giant force, stronger than suddenly appeared, put humanity in a desperate situation before the last breath. Addison used the power of time, a slip to take Ronan back to the past. Give me a chance to change my destiny, and become a swordsman, the strongest in history. Empire with experience from the future. Ronan is determined to change his fate, to protect the world, and prepare for the final battle, against the giants. That's a rough description. Let's go into the main content. On a cloudy day, the rain poured down like a little water. The red sky makes people somewhat creepy. The ground is quiet, only human remains. Blood is flowing all around, mixed with the rain to make the scene is more terrifying. Ronan stood in the bodies. I've been through a tough battle. You look tired and exhausted. There's almost no AI left outside of Ronan. I put my head on the sword. The sweat flowed down my face. The clothes on you are no longer healthy. Others have their swords pierced through their chest. He was shot in the back. Almost everyone has something that's not healing. Red blood flowed from their bodies. Ronan looked at all sides. Be careful with everything around you. After the battle, your eyes and mouth are bleeding. But in front of you is a whole army dead. The scene is filled with casualties, only the flag they carried stood tall. There, you said they died a lot, Ronald. It's almost exhausting. When sweat filled my face, his eyes rested on a spot of fatigue. I can't help but say damn. A sound comes out all the time, or too careless. Intuitively quick, sensitive at normal getting. I immediately noticed that I was looking directly below. It's a person's stomach. He's so big that it rains. That's a lot of flow forming a puddle there. He spoke in a frightening way. There is such a powerful humanity. I saw him with eyes that wanted to explode. To teeth clenched tight. Are you still alive? Ronan is standing on the belly of the giant Ahois. He looks terrible with white eyes. There are 4 horns on the head. His whole body was cut by the sword. 2 hands outstretched as if exhausted. The white wings also look very worn. Ronan stands on the Ahois, while he was squashed. Before this battle, he looked very powerful and strong. Giants Orat. Before, he and his 3 brothers went to the Empire. Was arbitrarily messed up. Where are these giants going? Thousands of people are not alive. The sea of fire killed all the bodies stacked on top of each other. 3 people have 2 horns. Some people have 3 horns, the rest are 4 horns. After appearing in the Empire 20 days ago, has arbitrarily caused chaos. He's the last of the 3 giants. Back to reality. Ronan suddenly stomped hard on Nahuse's face. The kick made water on the stomach splashed everywhere. He put 1 foot on his nose. Face to face with the giant. You're the one who's got the upper hand right now. Why are you still not dead? His feet pressed against his face, he said menacingly. Don't worry, it won't be long. I will be back with you soon. His eyes lit up, but there's no reaction to this action. You look at him with disdain. Your dead friends are waiting for you. With actions that humiliate you, or you doesn't seem to care. But as soon as he heard Ronan's words, he reacted. Why did 2 people come to him? I remember the death of those 2. I'm not happy either. One became a giant, fried by long chained. And the other one is sealed, forever by an old man named Loria Kist. Ronan finished speaking as if satisfied with his words. His eyes are wide, looking at the guy with the mouth, laughing with pleasure. Even if the sweat is still on your face, and the clothes don't heal, but your looks still make people enjoy. Do you understand, you idiot? But I don't want to hear you. Don't hide the truth. Powerful humanity. Ronan was obviously surprised by his words. The rain is still fake. Drops fall down the thin hair. Tooth tables clench together. Or still raise your voice. I know those enemies. They were buried with them. And his low and eerie voice still echoed. That means strong people like you. It no longer exists. Although he's a giant, put your back on the ground and let. Ronan stepped on you and you look more powerful. Giant guy. To hear the words of Orat is ridiculous. He sneered contemptuously, saying, I'm still alive. What are you talking about? Your words are sharp. But he still noticed the gap. His eyes widened and began to refute. Don't talk before you walk. I know your time is running out. I'm pretty happy but. His feet pressed against his face. Or you don't care. Keep talking. If you recognize your skills early and focus. By training, you have become a curse. Great concern for our wishes. Seems to have been hit by Ronald's black heart. He gritted his teeth angrily and bowed his face. So far you have. Your face is gone, smile, your mouth is down. My eyes are cold towards the bottom. No longer want to hide. You say everything about yourself. That's right, you don't need to say it. I also know that my life is miserable. So shut up and die. He heard that his face did not change. You say you are a great human being. You have the right to be proud. Take up your sword. I don't want to pay attention to his words. But Ronan's power seems to have reached its limit. The deep breaths echo endlessly. Hughes said, after all, your world. He said he would soon be drowned and disappear. Don't let him continue. You hit Hughes hard on the ground. On his neck he jumped down and slashed a powerful sword. That's where the sword strikes. There's a big light. His head flew away. Along with that are the lands that flew up Thea because of the shock of the sword. Through the hole in the horn, the light in the sky also shines. Such a painful death. Maybe I can't believe it. The head fell to the ground. After killing the surviving giant. You turn around again. Look at the back. There is nothing left in the body. This boss planted on top of each other. Ronan's eyes added some cold indifference. Looking down at a fulcrum below. The fake rain keeps falling. Mixed with the blood that's been lying on the ground for a long time. That scene looks so bleak. For a long time I was wondering. What do you want me to do with what happened? Ronald walked away with empty thoughts. Foot in a puddle of red water. Make the water form a vortex. Ronald's body was worn out and seemed to be about to faint. Here I try. Step by step in the despair that's slowly taking over the body. But it's like seeing something unexpected. Ronaldo suddenly raised his eyes while the mouth still breathes rosy. The past appears. You were in the army then. With his teammates. They are all tall and healthy. They also say laugh happily. Only Ronaldo is a little smaller. You seem quiet and difficult to get along with people. Even though everyone is friendly. Ronaldo noticed a friend next door. He's smiling back at Ronan. This person has a scar, long eyes and hair split into two. Maybe he's the one who brought Ronan. Get along better with everyone. Then they went to the battlefield to fight together. It is also considered as a partner in birth and death. We are always together on every journey. But in this tough fight, you're dead. A sword that pierced through the armor. And stabbed it in the stomach. Blood shot out everywhere. It makes you panic yourself. But there's no time. Your eyes stopped at one point. You're all here. Ronan stopped at a place where the body. Your teammates are stacked on top of each other. They all have death. It's very painful to get a sword through. Ronan's best friend. I'm lying in front of you with no breath. You die without closing your eyes. That scene makes people desperate. More than anything else. I swear to you stupid bastards. Ronan knelt in pain from his body. Me Tan Soul. Why are you so proud to fight to the death? If you think I'm strong, you're strong. He reached down to close his friend's eyes. This may be Ronan's last act. I can do it for you. This guy must know if the situation runs away. Ronan's fools are still kneeling there and blaming themselves. Blame your teammates. Why? The giants can turn against the Aura sword. The most powerful empire. Why is it only my sword that fights them? He stared at his friend. The feeling of guilt kept gnawing at Ronan's soul. Even if you make no mistake. I said if it wasn't for that. Then sure, a human resources soldier like me has to go to the front. And you're not going to die either. Ronan's eyes were filled with despair. I sat down in a pool of blood. Through a life and death battle that's left only me. Ronan survived. The last one who stayed was the one who hurt the most. Suddenly in the dark. Then a voice appeared again. Is there anyone there? Because of that voice he suddenly raised his head in surprise. Two round eyes. Someone said. I'm injured so I can't move. That person's sound makes you a little familiar. It's like this voice recognizes something. The surprise is in your eyes. You're still trying to get help, Ronan. Immediately put the sword on the ground. Find the owner of the voice. He stood up screaming for the one she was still alive. Ronan took a hard step forward. The pain makes you grind your teeth. As if I had found the one I was looking for. His eyes stopped at one point. I ran into the distance and there was a girl who was seriously injured. This person is Adiza Nakaluja. I'm glad to see you. Your face showed a smile, and you're still alive. He said to the commander. Adiza Nakaluja wearing a ragged outfit. She's sitting on a big rock, covered in blood. Tired face to see. You said Adizan. Handicapped Ronald gritted his teeth helplessly. I don't know what to do. He slowly approached her and asked. What happens to leadership? Our talent is like this. So Adizan couldn't help but be surprised that he was still alive. You told Ronan you weren't just a corporal. You yourself are not that strong. She remembered something more serious to ask. Or is it dead? Ronan replied, yes, I killed him. His body is lying not far away. Look at Adizan breathed a sigh of relief. This, to Ronald's surprise, he didn't know what she was asking him to do. Suddenly Adizan's tears rolled down her cheeks and she muttered. He's dead. She was crying and thanking me. Thank you very much, Corporal Ronan. He looked quietly, his commander-in-chief. I can't believe someone as cold as her has a day. Sitting there crying, Ronald held up a thumb. If you were so grateful. Is it possible to meet one of my requirements? Hear that Adizan wondering request. Tell me again. To deal with the bodies of Kia's loyal soldiers. Normally as per the rules, they will be burned or thrown away. But this time, can you order the exam? Maybe they're a little nicer. She looked at me for a moment and said. I'm not sure about that. Now I'm more broken than you. So you take care of them yourself. It's not better than Sao. Ronan had just finished, and they were in command. How dare I? Tools, tools. You show me your bloody hands, see? It's no better than you are. Rona looked at the blood from her mouth. I could die at any time now. You're full of regret. Most of the time, I just walk around. I can't do anything, soul. And now I've been forced into a hole like this. God is so unfair. Edison asked him. If you survive, is there anything you want to do? He replied with a smile. It was a lot. Ronald looked up at the sky. The only thing I can think of right now is... I wonder. I don't know what it's like to go to the academy. You wonder about the academy. Ronald remembered the memory of when he fought well. Named Giant, that son of a bitch said a few words that kept me thinking. It's more important that you keep talking. Ronald said, it's because of my sister's last wish. They want me to go to the academy. I sigh, but I'm sorry. Maybe in a few minutes I'll be reunited. With family. Edison tried to save the situation and reassure him. When the rain stops, the rescue team will start searching. Ronan is calm. I told you I'm listed as missing persons. Why do you keep talking? Ronan was quiet for a moment, wait a minute and say useless things. Suddenly the rain began to stop. The sun's light was coming out. The commander-in-chief and Ronan suddenly startled. What are you looking at? The rain has stopped. Edison is not out of question. The storm suddenly stopped. Now the ground starts to shake. An earthquake happened. Both panicked and didn't know what was going on. What's wrong with Ronan? I suddenly discovered something. An 8-winged monster with light. Glaring out. Ronan shouting 8 squirt. Not only that, hundreds of monsters also appeared. Ronald panicked. What the hell is that? They've just crawled out of nowhere. Seeing the scene in front of me, Edison is powerless. 3 giants is not the end of Sao. Her voice trembled 7. In the end, I couldn't save the world. 3 times, and Edison desperately deduces enough. There's only one chance left. I suddenly couldn't think of anything else. A voice boomed across her thinking circuit. Commander Ronan yelled at the commander-in-chief to wake her up. I yelled at you for being made. You have to control your own emotions. Use your psychic powers. Or something threw me up on Kia. My sword on the ground can't reach you. They'd. She was stunned for a moment, and he continued to shout. Are you not going to destroy them? Edison shocked. In this situation, you're still going to fight. Ronan couldn't help but look at her. Are you kidding me? You're just sitting there waiting to die. I'm serious, but even if I die. Ronan pulled out his sword and continued. I also have to get my wings. All these barbarians down, Edison thought. He's come to this country and he hasn't given up yet. You know, you realize something, right? That's what he is. If not, how far can we go? To this day. I thought if it was him. Before your determination to fight, Edison treats people in a moment. She put her hand on Corporal Ronan's shoulder. What did you turn your head to? You seem annoyed. I'm very busy and I dance a little. Suddenly she came. Give me a burning kiss. It makes you numb. What was Ronan thinking about from Edison's mouth? A green jewel is infused into your mouth. You're so suspicious of what you put in my mouth. She came close to his ear. He whispered something. Ronan was horrified when he heard that. I try to hear what you're going to say. Ronan pushes Edison out. The situation is already like this. What the hell are you talking about? Did you call Corporal Ronan? Edison asked Ronan if we could meet again. Can you tell me? Don't try to do stupid things. Just be a tailor. These words startled Ronan. Now I know how much work I've done. She looked at him smiling. It's never been tried before. Ronan thought for a moment. 2. Keep your eyes on you. A flaming 8 monster summons power. He aimed straight at the 2 people in front of him. Immediately a terrible explosion occurred. The jewel of Edison glowed and vanished into nothingness. Ronald opened his eyes and woke up. Learn you utter total. Commander Ronald shouted out her name, Commander-in-Chief. But the serene scene in front, I can't help but be surprised. I'm surprised you can't. This place could be. Under your hands is the green meadow. Ronan stood up in a panic. You can't believe your eyes, you're old Nimbutin. I really went back to the past. At this time, the notification system panel pays special attention. First day regression. To accept BA under the root. Ronan sat leaning against the tree and sighing. One hand holding my forehead, 7 eyes because of what happened. The Commander-in-Chief's words are true. Remember that fateful moment. Ronan was horrified by Edison's actions. 2 lips together she gave him a jewel. This made Ronan ask in a panic. What are you putting in my mouth? You seem very calm about the next one. My plan, she explained. What you just swallowed was a jewel. You can turn back time. But Attila looked at me with serious eyes. Enough to make the words you're about to say more reliable. That's why someone who used to be an idiot like me can climb to the position of Commander-in-Chief. Although this jewel allows you to go back in time 4 times, but I've used it 3 times. So there's only one chance. Aiden's eyes closed. Has become softer as the substance I hope for you and your helplessness. So I'll give it to you. The power that can kill giants. Know yourself well, you and Ronan. We can't deal with giants like we do now. You keep whispering in my ear. I believe you are the factor, the key to stopping the destruction of this world. So you need to practice your skills. I'm glad you want to. I can't believe the empty words the day before made a decent remember. What are you panicking about? I'm just saying shit. Let me deny it. If you want to learn, go to the Philippine Academy. There are excellent people there, so I'm sure it'll be useful to you. Back to reality. Ronan grinds his fucking teeth. The more you think, the more angry you are. If it's a dream, wake up. Even if I go back to the past, what can I do alone? Suddenly Ronan's eyes widened in wonder. Like I remember something. Wait, this is the past. With the thought that comes to mind, hold the wood next to you. Then Ronan stood up and looked straight at the monster. My feet fluttered step by step on the green meadow. Finally he ran fast with a wooden stick. I'm so glad I could meet you. Under the scorching Chan sun, Ronan with a stick rushed through the crowd. Thinking about seeing my sister again, my heart is eager. Your face is also more cheerful. If I really come back, just a little more. Suddenly, Ronan Vas eyes must be something that surprised you. From a distance, Han's group of people are bullying. I can't help but scold those bastards. Looking at the victim's writhing face, Ronan wondered, why did you hang a child upside down? I decided to ignore it. I don't want to get involved in this or being so used to Han's dishonest actions. They haven't changed a thing. But just turning around, Ronald discovered something strange. Wait, that kid wasn't hanging with a rope, he was hanging with some magic. The appearance of someone who knows how to use magic in this remote part of the world that confuses me. Why is someone so valuable? Rarely seen on the battlefield. And yet it shows up in the countryside. Remember the important thing, I cried out in wonder. I remember this time, they must have been there. The atmosphere around Asil became overcast. He trembled and his face became afraid. How long are they going to do this? If this goes on, something's going to happen to that kid. The child was hanging upside down and praying, please. Stop it. A leg wrapped around a magical glow. He was crying and begging. I really don't have any money. My mother's medicine is expensive this month. His poor condition was not touched. Han's compassion. He was laughing. What do you want me to do? Why should I worry about your mother's health? For a moment, Han's face stiffened, and his hands held high. Every word that comes out is a slap in the face. Make the child's face contorted. If you are a good boy, you should have made more money. Suddenly Han stopped and looked at Asil. He ordered this guy still doesn't know what. Take it up to the top of the tree, Asil, it's freaking out. You hesitate, I can't do that. If I pull it higher, I miss it. Slip hand Han annoy voiced. It's not like girls are so scared. You're not hanging it up. He's close to the warning voice, shut up and pull it up quickly. Asil before you hang with it. Asil law face pale scared. Your eyebrows clenched together in the confusion of the current situation. Why did it turn out this way? Learning magic was a mistake. Recall the moment. You're happy to perform magic in front of people. He said he just wanted to show everyone. I'm good at something too. The hands that were performing magic trembled violently. You bite your conscience. I have to tell him I can't do it. But Dad. Axel frowned, his eyes watery, and he was scared. Do you bite your lower lip and cheer yourself up? I still have to say raw. While Han and his gang eagerly await. You shiver, please. The moment Axel said, please stop. That's when a wooden stick is swinging at you. Ronan after giving you a blow to the head. I told you to stop, asshole. Kill it now. Magic is cut off in the middle. The light around the bow's feet also disappeared. Lost. It crashed to the ground to Han's surprise. He's angry. What are you doing? Han lowed towards Asil. Don't forget to raise your fist and threaten. He said stop. You stop. I thought I was kidding you or something. Do you have a cringe? I didn't mean to. Suddenly Ronald stood in front of him. Speak up calmly. Asil. Don't worry about that piece of shit. And talk to me. Asil realized that the person who had just hit him was the AI. Ronan, I don't care about Han behind me. Keep talking. Now I have something to tell you. Han is angry at being seen as heir. Hey, asshole, is that real? I wonder where you learned that teleportation magic. Rachel honestly shared. I studied in a ghost book. Bought from a hawker stall. Your answer made Ronan surprised and admired. Learn from a cheap ghost book that's so good. I'm so excited, I'll see more. But with this in the face of giants. A long sword is slowly being drawn. Accompanied by a crisp sound. with skills as well as battlefield experience. Ronan just heard that. This sound. Look at Han in the long sword handle. I'm surprised, the sword is so wide that you dare ignore me. Han's eyes were like flames. Blue veins floating around his forehead. He brings up old stories. It seems that since I deliberately lost to you, then you've become arrogant. He just finished his words. He held the sword and hurried towards me. I screamed, but today I will correct you. The danger is approaching, but Ronan is calm. He looked at the sword that was hurtling towards him. Where did this real sword come from? Bad posture, but he's strong enough to claim to be around. You gently lean back. Avoid Han's slash. In my pride. Of course there's nothing wrong with me. His eyes are amazed. His expression was a little uneasy as he watched Ronald easily dodge the blow. It's so easy to avoid. I'm happy with my body's reflexes. In my mind. Even though my body is young, some things are the same. Something that's attached to your body when you're a disciplinarian. Intuitive fighting. So as not to reveal the insecurities of the moment, Han made fun of himself. I was going to make you unable to lift the spoon. For the rest of my life. Ronan sounds like he doesn't want to pair, does he? I am lucky today even though I have been unlucky all my life. He didn't give up on Ronan's subjugation. Han continued to raise his sword in warning. Then you kneel down and pray. Then I will spare your life. Of course you only have one hand. Words do no damage to the psyche. You're so sarcastic. Didn't seem to realize Ronan's careless behavior. Han continued. If I kill you, I will definitely treat your sister well. I heard him mention his sister. Ronan immediately asked sternly. You said you were on this side. Han jokingly replied yes. Every time I see her, we all think our buttocks are tight if we. Don't wait for Han to finish. Your face is far away. The scary eyes directly swung the wooden stick forward. The blood shot up in the air. Han stood stunned, as if I didn't understand what just happened to me. Look at one side, you're soaring in the air. Is he shocked? The long sword fell sharply to the ground. Tai bar tai. The bone pain goes too. Han shouted in horror. He hugged one side of his head, painful moaning. Tai tai ta, make the subordinates in the back blue-faced. A pair of brown shoes came towards him. Accompanied by a cold voice, Ronan's face was dark. I almost shouted at the son of a bitch. Ronan rolled his eyes so furiously that the blue tendon popped up. Do you want to die? For in the vacant lot. The thugs stood watching Ronan beat Hante Tua. They're afraid to say that's possible. He cut off that guy's ear. On a wooden stick. The red-tinted roof flowed to the ground with that wooden fold. You made them panic. Those bastards are so happy to watch. Ronald kicked Han with his foot. Made him cry out in pain. If you don't want to be like this bastard, let's get our hands together. Yet Ha, afraid to hold the wound on the head, is bleeding profusely. Of course, remember to leave the money you stole. To compensate for my mental damage. When they heard you say that, they agreed. We will return it. Ronan returned the stolen money to him. It made him very indifferent. Here's yours. This is. He was wondering if you really gave me your socks. This place is more than they stole from me. No, that's all I need. He was so happy, he was crying, holding his bag tight. Don't worry about them getting revenge or something. They don't have the guts to hang around here anymore. Thank you. You're so good. Ronald waved his hand as if it were a small thing. You're welcome, just go home. Axel stood in the middle clenching his hands so shy. You said I really please. Axel bowed his head and apologized to him. I'm sorry, you remember being scared of Rossau. I know I shouldn't have done that. Even Han threatened me. Axel cried tears, but I was scared. So there's nothing I can do. It's all my fault, I'm so sorry. He breathed out a smile. Axel, you were wet again when Han brought you here. When I saw you, I thought. You must be in the same situation as me. He put his hand on a seal's shoulder to comfort a seal. Don't blame yourself like that. It's not your fault that he smiled brightly. But I still accept your heart. He bent over and hugged his pocket and left. Axel said goodbye to him as well. Ronaldo's eyes looked down. Axel, in your eyes like a lovely kind girl. Yeah. Ronald grinned. Yeah, she's so NDTO. He whistled softly at Axel's shoulder that startled him. Hey, remember I said I had something to talk to you about? Ronald turned to tell you. Okay. We'll meet back here in 4 days. 4 days later. The SEO turned around and asked Ronan what he was doing. I have a job now. See you later. When the moon rises, take out your sword and look. SEO with warning eyes that scare you. Blue face, of course, if you don't come. You know what the consequences are. You run fast, leaving a SEO alone doesn't know what to say. Then I'll go. If you're late, you're dead. If you hear that, ignore Ra. Deep in the forest there is a small house. Ronan at the door. The sun is shining on you. Make your shadow on the door. Ronan brings a bunch of fresh pink flowers. Is Ho doing too much? I remember she liked flowers. I see whatever flowers I pick. I'm afraid to throw away the flowers. I knew I should throw them away. The bungalow opened the door with one pair of feet. I wonder who's outside. It turned out to be Sao Ronan, and Ronald glanced back. You're back. When I was a soldier, I always thought, I don't know what to say when I see her again. So sorry for leaving without a word. Or say I miss her so much. I always think about today. And that's all the words of the disciplined soldiers Ronald can say. Yes, Iron gave a radiant smile. All I can say is, I came home so early today. I stood in front of her words. Ronald held the bouquet and bowed his head. Yeah, I'm home. The meal was prepared by Iron on a full table. Oh my. I can't believe you lived to the day. She hugged the flower in her happy smile. My brother gave it to me coldly. Sister Ronan, Iron. Ronan shouted with joy. It's too much fun, I like it. She wants more food for Ronan. But I was rejected by you. My dear brother, is that enough to eat? Get me some more casserole. Thanks, but that's it. Ronaldo looked at Iron in wonder. But I have a question to ask. How old are you this year, Ronaldo? But why do you ask? I hesitated to answer, because suddenly I forgot. I forgot my sister's age. Iron stood up anxiously. Are you hurt, or do you have a fever? If she's 22 years old. 15 more and those bastards will come. She came up and put her hand on Ronan's forehead. I don't think you have a fever. As I thought this sister was still the same. He looked dumbfounded at Arrow's nervous expression. Still smiling and kind. Are you sure you're still warm and well? I wish this moment would last forever. Ronan's hand touched the Arrow's hand. But 15 more. To protect the world and her. I held her hand down. I have something to tell you. Ronan informed her, let her know. I'm going to join the academy. Iron looked at me and asked, Sao Academy? Iron's eyes lit up when he heard you say that. Iron is happy to cry again. Are you serious? Oh yeah, I'm telling the truth. And every time you mention it, I don't want to hear anything. Ronald broke down when he saw her actions. Can't wait. Yeah. Arrow 6. Throw up everything in the house. She just searched and said. I know this day will come. You're smart. I'm sure you'll be good at everything. I want to. Oh. Thank you, Arrow. Arrow put a pot on the ground. So this is. Both of you look inside the big pot. A surprise gift for you. This is. Inside the pot is a pile of gold coins. How much money? I secretly saved it to surprise you. Rona looked at the gold coins in disbelief. If you don't change your mind about the academy case, I want to pay for your education too. You've been so good since you started this. You keep talking, but I'm grateful, but I want you to spend this money. This isn't enough, I mean. Two iron hands on hips looking at Ronan. That's it, but a lot. I don't know where you're going to study, but the Royal School. Filian Academy. She was surprised when you say the name of the school you're going to. A scream tying ear cried out from the log house, echoing through the forest. What is the foundation of the Philippine Imperial Academy? The best avant-garde educational institute in the whole empire, with the most famous professors in all 6 places. And with that, there's a lot of money, from the great families of the empire. This is a place for students, the best educational opportunity. Enough prestige to be called the factory that produces raw heroes. The reputation of this place is enormous. General Adizan. Master Swordsman Shulliv. The worst criminal, the Ice Witch, and so on. People from the Philippines. It was quite useful during the war. Useful so much so that I can understand why the general. I mentioned it for myself. In the dark forest. Ronan was wearing a backpack and walking alone. With such a high input standard. And with that comes a huge fee. It's a problem that it's so famous. I think about Iron. But think about that reaction of hers. If I were Ronan, I could. Made Ronan's footsteps stop. Your eyes show your determination. I'll show her the results. A pair of feet standing in Ronan's way. I didn't know you would be here before. Axel stepped out from behind the tree. Axel, that's not Axel, that's Axel. When he saw Ronan, he became confused. And you said you wouldn't leave me alone if I didn't come, so forget about it. You take off your backpack. We're going to be very busy tonight. And there's something I need to check on you. Ronald threw his backpack to the ground. To give a test. I held out my hand so Axel didn't understand. What did you say spontaneously? Well, it's not much. Ronald smiled and pointed to himself. Use your psychic powers on me. Axel, lift me up to the best of your ability. When he finished listening, his face was covered in sweat. I used that power naturally. Asil confusingly asked Ronan again. Why do I have to do such a dangerous thing? It's not that dangerous. First, do as I say, let's go.